Um, welcome to the Knit Pretty Podcasts. Welcome to new viewers and returning viewers. I'm Leighton, also known as Zella318 on Instagram and Ravelry.
I'm Tandy. I'm known as Trans Lee on Instagram and Ravelry. And today we're at my place.
Because we live about 45 minutes apart.
Yeah.
So I was coming down here for a work Halloween party, which is why I'm wearing my Slytherin sweater.
Yay!
To be fair, I wear this for normal functions too, so...
A cat was the cause of a tea quake.
Like that. And so that brings us to, what are we drinking? Because we are at Tandy's house, she has the... You want to talk about this?
Okay.
Because I have no clue.
Okay. There's a company called Tea Runners, or tearunners.com, that offers subscriptions. And you can also go in and purchase the tea, but they offer a monthly subscription, or it comes at once a month subscription for tea. And I get the black box of teas. So all the teas are black teas. Some of them have flavor, some of them might have lemongrass or lavender Earl Grey in it. They have the company has other options of like an herbal or a mixed box and pure teas. And you can get it monthly, every other month or every third month or something like that. But I'll put information, the link to the website on it. But in the October box was Union Black Gold, and its ingredients just say black tea. But the package has instructions on how much of a teaspoon for 8 ounces of water and what temperature and how long to brew it for. So it gives you a nice bit of instructions on brewing it, and then information on the tea itself. And it's just a small amount of, 8-10 cups of tea worth. But if you like it, you can go onto their website and purchase a larger amount. So I let Leighton pick the flavor, and she picked this one.
It's good.
I like it.
Okay. So,
yep.
Do we want to get into finished objects?
All right.
So, how many do you have?
I have one.
I have 2. Well, sort of 2.
Mine I finished a while ago.
Okay. Well then.
Yeah, yours were recently finished. Timely.
Yeah, if you watched the last podcast, I was talking about planning for this month's Harry Potter challenge, which was Ginny Loves Harry. And so I was knitting
through the O Loops Knittle yarn company.
Yeah, O Loops Lydia does her yearly Harry Potter knit along, the 3-month running one. And her Ravelry group is probably the best place if you want any more information to go on about everything. So I finished my socks. These are the Jenny socks. I do not remember them. I'm very sorry. I do not remember the designer's name off the top of my head, but I just know that they're the Jenny socks. So the stripy color is Pink Flamingo by West Yorkshire Spinners, and then the green for the color work, the heels, and the toes is Tosh Sock in Mormon. So, and the Tosh Sock was leftover from a large sweater.
Excuse me. Can I crop out? Thank you.
Someone wanted to watch the world burn. That's what I call that mood.
Yes.
I know that mood very well.
If I don't do something, the cat will end up spilling the tea onto the computer.
Yeah. And so I absolutely love these. I finished the pair in 8 days. Because it's from a visit from my parents in there. But to be fair, there was a lot of me sitting in the passenger seat driving back from St. Louis when people were being stupid and hypocrite. Like, it was our first big, massive rainstorm in a long time.
Yeah.
And people forgot how to drive.
Which happens easily.
Yeah. And it was a large rainstorm, but people forgot how to drive. So I was sitting in the passenger seat just knitting along, knitting in stockinette, which is... So... After the color work, it's just plain stockinette the whole entire way. And then I do a fish lips kiss heel, which is my favorite heel. And I just get around it too. So.
And stocking it can go quickly, so having a large stretch of time for just stocking it can give you a good.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised at how much like just sitting there. I was like, okay, I can do all this. And so I had just my laptop with me. I was on the road that week too. I had my laptop with me and I was sitting there working on stuff, and I finished one sock and then cast on the other, finished the color work, and it was really easy. And so I really enjoyed them, and they're nice and warm and soft, and I absolutely love this yarn because it almost, it's so thin that it feels like a manufactured sock.
Yeah.
So that, like, I know I could use it in any shoe and I'd be fine. Finished them within the time, and I earned house points.
Yay!
So, one project done.
My finished thing is, I finished it a while ago, but I wanted to have something to show that I finished. And guess what? It's a unique sheet project. I agree. Who would have thought? It's one of their mystery knit-alongs. This one is Wrinkle in Time. Janine Lacrosse, Guernsey Gal on Ravelry is the designer. And it's a fingering weight shawl, and I used the Marie C yarn that's 100% silk, and I have beads on it also. And it's from the collar out, and it's a square, but if you cut a wedge out of it, so it's kind of 3 triangles stuck together. So it stays on, I'm finding it stays on my shoulders very well when I wear it. I like it. It used up, I remember some folks knitting it, using up, or running short of the last ball of yarn, so they had to use a previous ball or accommodate for that somehow. And I encountered that myself, but I think it was on the bind off row, and I just used leftovers from the previous color of yarn for that. I enjoyed the knit, the shawl, and I think it had decreases on the purl back rows, or on your wrong side rows, and the center panel. But it's the same stitch all the way down until the bottom edge. So you get the hang of your wrong side row decreases. But those were all of Guernsey Gal's patterns I find to be fun, and both charted and written. So more love for unique sheep.
And didn't this go into State Fair 2 years ago?
Yeah, I did not do that.
Yeah.
And then my shawl and another shawl of the same pattern went up against each other in the same category.
Yeah.
And so that was, I didn't know that until I walked in to see the items on display, and mine was right next to it. And knowing the pattern, you could tell that they were the same pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Turn off my faucet. So, this is another one that had just been started. I had done that much of it on the last podcast, but the baby blanket's done.
Yay!
So, you can see the sheepies. I'm happy about that.
Yes.
So this is the baby blanket for my best friend from high school's daughter. And the baby shower is in a couple of weeks, so I got it done well beforehand. And I knit in my ends, so I don't have to weave in those. I just have 2 ends to weave in. Then I'm going to pop it in the washer and dryer, and it will be all good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It took me with determination probably 3 weeks to do this. But it was a lot of fun.
It feels like it'd be nice and warm and cozy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I've decided that the quilt that I was going to make her is now going to be the baby's Christmas present, because I don't have the time and kind of the mental space to do it before then. I started looking at things and I'm like, I have plans to do X, Y, and Z with the sewing machine, and making a baby quilt is not going to be top of the list right now, but it will be. But you will get it. So, yep. It's all done. I really enjoyed it. It in Cascade Pacifica for all three colors, and which is a 60/40 acrylic wool blend. And so it was really, at times it was really slippy because it's really soft, but I still liked it a lot. But unfortunately, I was never able to memorize the pattern.
Nope.
So I'd always have to like check it, and then you're like, so it wasn't as pick up and put down as you would think. Like I really had to like, all right, I'm going to get to here in the pattern and mark it, which is very weird for me, but it really didn't have, it wasn't memorizable. So that's my only little complaint about it. Other than that, the pattern was great. It was well charted. The chart was a little confusing. Okay, the chart was really confusing at times, and but the written instructions were absolutely amazing. Like, the written instructions were really, really good, and I think it was just the way things worked out in the written pattern that I just were making my eyes hurt. But other than that, it's an amazing pattern, and I'm really happy with it.
Because she held it up, and I walked into the room, and I'm like, it's a flock of sheep!
Yes, it is. It's all done. And then I'm going to talk about these because these are going to be ongoing. I have decided, even though I'm going to be gone for most of December, to get a little tree, a little fake tree, and put it up in my house. I also know that with the normal furry co-host that you see, all ornaments cannot be breakable. If it would break my heart if they broke or were destroyed, I can't put them on my tree. So I am making little scraps out of my scrap yarn. So this one is an Olu's Hogwarts will always be my home. I used it as the main barter color on my Kid Invisibility cloak for last year's Patronus challenge for Harry Potter, for Olu's Harry Potter. So that's all the house colors. And then this is Mount Rainier. So for my mom's socks earlier this year. And I don't doubt that I'll probably make a second one of this, and that will be her hand knit Christmas ornament this year. Last year, so 2 years ago, I had made her a little blue bird of happiness. That's on the tree. Last year I was making Christmas trees, and this year I'm making socks. So these are my Christmas ornaments to people, and for my own use. So, that's just kind of a little project that I have in mind, and it's really kind of easy. It's 24 stitches. Since I just made it up on my own, I can tell you what it is. It's 24 stitches around 7 stitches of 1x1 rib, 7 rows of 1x1 rib, 21 till you get to the heel. It's a Fishlet's Kiss heel, so if you don't know that one, you would need to, but any short row heel would work. So this is the front. I knit across there, do the heel, so that's all one row-ish. Like if you, and then from that row, that's 22, and then from 22 I do 14 more rows, and then I do a quick decrease toe on it. So I and then I decrease it down to 4 little stitches and circle it and tie it off, and then weave it in. I really don't have to, but I do anyway. No one's going to, and then with the cast on tail, I then put it all together and do that. So they're cute. I like them.
Yep.
And I will not be heartbroken if Izzy knocks over the tree and these fall off. because they're fine. They will be. I can put these back on my tree.
Mhm.
It's not like a glass ornament that my grandmother gave me.
Yes.
So, and these were also done on size 1s. So I normally knit my socks on 0s. I just have a pair of 1s laying around.
Mhm.
I do have a pair of 3s I'm using for a size for a sport weight one of these. So they'll be in different sizes. It'll be cute.
Fun. Yeah.
It'll be really cute, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So, but something to do with minis, and
Mhm.
I think I used less than 4 grams on this.
I was going to say, you could wait. You could figure this out.
Wait, we're going to acquisitions really quickly. I have my own drug scale, and by drug scale we mean scale from Lolo did it.
The scale goes to 0.01.
5. So
Okay.
I might have to make my mom's a little bit smaller because I know I only had like 4. I only had like 8 grams or something in that.
Yeah.
So
Yes, Lolo did it. Her website, or is their website, has the pocket scale. It has a little plastic cover over it, over the keys. And I think they have a slightly larger one.
Yeah,
The pocket scale I think goes up to 200 grams, and then the
small one.
the kind of more desktop stationary one goes up to, I believe, 500 grams. And both of them measure up to 0.01 grams.
So highly sensitive, and that's why we call it our drug scale. So
Yep.
Anything else?
I guess I could do.
You want to do that?
I was gonna say I got stuff I'm working on. All
Let's go to
right.
whips.
Okay, whips. I have socks for Dad. I think I showed the yarn last time, and I have his cardboard foot from Fish Lips Keel. I just followed I sent the instructions to my parents for tracing the foot, and then so the next time I visited them, I was handed this piece of cardboard with the foot traced on it. So I cut it out, and that's what I'll be working off of. But so far, I just have 2 red lines. That's it. And I have another pair of socks I'm working on also. We both know a knitter whose husband is in a band, and periodically the band will play at bars or establishments where smoking is allowed inside. And so my bar smoking socks, or my smoking socks, I think that's weird. My knitting project for the bars or places where smoking is allowed are a pair of socks for myself. And I'm using, I have a minion. Thank you. The yarn is Madeline Tosh's Twist Light, which is merino with a little nylon, and the Cosmic Wonder Dust colorway. And the bag is just a piece of Tyvek I got off of Amazon that I tried to sew into a triangular bag shape just to see if I liked it. And, one of the little Despicable Me minions was in the bag, and so he came out attached to the yarn. But this is also Fish Lips Kiss Feel sock pattern. I think I've gotten into the habit doing the toes on 00s, and then the rest of the foot, the rest of the sock on 0s. Those are my socks.
So, okay, question.
The bag is familiar, but
Yes.
I don't know about the contents.
Yeah, the contents are familiar. Okay, finished? No, I had not finished this.
I don't think you finished it.
Okay, so this is a hoe. I was half finished object. Okay, so I finished this. No, I had to finish it after the podcast because I wanted to make sure that I had it when my parents came up because I needed to make sure it fit my mom's foot before I started sock number 2. So, I finished the Clark socks. Yay! This is we have a new microphone. I hope that it's working well, and I hope that we're clear and we're not like doing that whole mumbling to each other
Yes.
that we have tended to do in the past.
We're aware of sound and fuzzy issues. I was asked, is there an aquarium in the room? We're aware of sound and lighting improvements that can be made, and so we're trying and working. We're working on it.
Yeah. The worrying in the past has been the fan on my computer. Because we had everything off in the house at one point in time, and it was still that, and I had figured out that it's the fan on my computer, and so getting a microphone external to that is hoping to fix some of that.
Yes.
Progress.
Yay!
In both knitting and in everything. So it's the Clark Socks by Jacqueline Salem. A little detail on the back. They fit my mom's feet.
Yay!
We're good for the next one. So that's that is what is living in this hook and gauge bag, which I don't think she makes bags anymore. I don't remember. And I also don't think it's hook and gauge anymore. I got these a while ago, a couple of years ago. This one and its twin. Well, its mate. Friend? Yeah, friend. And so I've just done a little bit on it. And I have the yarn cables on the side, so it's just the cuff. And the little progress keeper is a moose. To go with moose on the back. And then,
I was like, you like to coordinate.
Yes, I do.
Like a package.
Yeah. And so these, again, are my mom's, like, our Christmas Eve socks. These are not her. She knows she's getting these. And I'm currently confident in, like, her sock size so that I can, like, do it no matter what.
Yeah.
So, like, we're getting there. But, yeah, I haven't done a lot of work on these because of other projects. And I know I have time.
Yeah.
And I really shouldn't do that because I shouldn't just put things off, but I have other projects to have sooner. Okay, after the baby shower in early mid-November, I'm fine. Like, yeah, everything else can be done after that baby shower. That's also why the baby quilt is being pushed off. Because I need my sanity back. And I can do other stuff around Harry Potter, and that's easy because I usually can finish. I do my Harry Potter project in about 2 weeks usually. Like, it's all I'm a monogamous submitter on it. I do it, it's done, and then I can pick up other projects. But if the other projects have deadlines on them, that's when the ones where I'm like, okay, this has a December 24th deadline. We can probably finish it on December 24th, weave in all the ends, and hand them over, and it's still going to be good.
Yeah.
That's not really motivating me to work on them. But they're on the needles, they're there for me to work on, and I must make them. So. But you got to see the half finished of it. Any of what I'm working on? Yes. Or do you want me to show something else?
I can show something.
Because
somehow I agreed to make a scarf for somebody because they were having an old injury flare up due to working on it. So they sent me the yarn in the mail, and it is let me get the label. It is I love this yarn, and I was told from Hobby Lobby, and it's kind of a longish narrow scarf. And I have black yarn for making like an I-cord border on it. And I'm just doing stripes. I was told the preferred color is teal and then purple and then pink. So I'm just working on it. Holding the yarn double using 10 or 10 and a half size needles. So it's going quickly. But I'm working on it, and this right now is taking the priority, and I'm trying, and the discipline, being monogamous and disciplined to work on that one as the top priority. And
So
I was like, she started to pull out the project, and a knitting needle was stuck in it.
a DPN was stuck into one of the sleeves. So this is the baby vertebrae, and this is the color is Snape Loves Lily from Oloops. I think this is the ascot face. I don't have the ball band with me, unfortunately. But it's their 20%. It's 80-20 wool nylon, merino nylon, and this is actually the pay for vertebrae because the newborn. I want the baby to be able to wear this more than just when they're born, so have a little bit more life to it. So this is the next size up that is the pay for pattern. So. I'm not talking about the ladders and the sleeves. I hate them. I have some because I did them on DPNs. I have some ladders in the sleeves.
Did you see the designer name or? Because
I don't remember the designer off the top of my head, but it's the newborn vertebrae pattern that everyone kind of has. At least it's the baby vertebrae, and so if you find newborn vertebrae, you also it's the same person. Okay. So I have finished almost all of it except for I need to do the big shawl collar. So that's. I picked up for that this morning. Yeah, this one is one of those I should get it done by the end of this weekend, but if I don't, then I will be disappointed myself because I have to knit 3.5 centimeters of 1x1 rib. That's it. That's all I have to do, and then bind off. And I will say that if you use a stretchy bind off, you probably do not need to go up a needle size for the bind off, because I did that for the end of it and it looks wonky.
Yeah,
I just don't know how they do it because it was on 2s and then you switch up to 3s, and so on the sleeves I just did a Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off and it was fine, and which is my new preferred stretchy bind off for ribbing, because whereas my other one, I think it's I don't remember what it's called, has a bit of a flare to it that I don't like. So that's why I like it. Gives it bumpiness on the bind off, but I like it a lot better than the flare.
Yeah,
because I'd rather have it be okay, it still looks right, but it has that weird bump to it rather than just the flare. So that is living in my okay. I did make this bag. It is not coordinated with the project, but it's also kind of my football season bag. So it's in the colors of my alma mater, so it's in Ohio State colors. And I made this the day they won the national championship recently, a couple of years ago, in 2000. I would look on the back of my computer because I have the sticker that they sent the alumni from it. It's on the back of my computer. I think it was 2014 or 2015. Whatever. The first year that they did the playoffs for the national championship. If you're from Ohio State, you'll know which year I'm talking about. I just forgot. So that's that. Do you have any other?
I've got I've previously spoken about one time. I'm pretty sure I spoke about this, wanting to make Christmas presents, sweaters for Christmas presents for my folks. And I finally got measurements from them. I sent them a diagram of a sweater and measurements of the sleeve length and the body length, and I said, find a sweater that you like, how it fits, and measure from that. And so hopefully that works and the measurements work and my knitting works and it works together. But I made a swatch from the yarn I would like to use, and it's actually kind of 2 swatches in one, because I used straight needles, or circular needles, I'm sorry, and the that I plan on using for the project, but then I prefer using double points on sleeves and socks and smaller diameter. And I know some folks, and sometimes there's throwing out your pearls and having a difference in the height of your pearls to your knits depending on knitting style. So I thought, well, I'll test my gauge on the double points and the circulars, and then see if my row heights are different. And so that's why I have the tube and then the flat. And I've washed and blocked it. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to steek it and measure it flat, but so far it's just a tube with a flap on it. But when I haven't measured it yet, but just eyeballing it, it looks like my knits and my pearls will be fine for both. But mostly it was just kind of an interesting, try it and see if my
experiment.
Yeah, and then because I'd rather experiment with a tube than a whole sweater. So swatching is important. Get your figure out what needle size you need and your because it can make a difference. And that's what I've got for. Whoops, I'm working on it.
I have one more last one.
Okay,
Let me do this.
I haven't. You've mentioned it to me.
Yes. So this is the Oracle shawl, and it cannot go to its full diameter because it is. I don't want to get a large needle. Honestly, I don't want to get a larger length of needle. But it's the Oracle shawl by Kristen from Wool & Vine Yarns and the Wool & Vine podcast. So the middle color is called Spike. That is from Brew City Yarns. They do not sell to the public anymore, I think. This was some of their last, and this is their MCN base. But you can still find it because they do still wholesale. But I haven't found Spike again. The next one is Hedgehog Fibers in their sock base, and that is Hush. And then the darker one that's deep purple with browns and like really
and
some sparkle. Yeah, it's a sparkle. It's sparkle too. That is Sleepy Hollow, and that is from Diabolical Yarns out of St. Louis. That I bought at the trunk show. And so, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It looks fun.
Oh yeah, it's a pie shawl. I am on the big brioche section of it. If you've made this before, like there's a big brioche, like there's some smaller brioche sections here where it's like just pinched. And then they have a big brioche section here. And so, and a couple of rows from the end of that. But this is my owl project for Harry Potter. So 5th year Harry Potter, you paint your owls. And so since it's my 5th year of doing knit along, I have owls, and I decided that my course that I was going to take my owl in was divination. That's why I chose the Oracle shawl. And there's also a bit of a Defense Against the Dark Arts magical creatures thing with the whole Spike and Buffy references in this, which is also very appropriate for Halloween time. Yes. I've been watching a lot of Buffy lately. Well, I watched Angel. I watched the episodes that where Buffy goes to Angel in the 4th season of Buffy. The 1st season of Angel, the 4th season of Buffy. And then I need to start it over because I fell asleep while watching the episode where Angel, not the Thanksgiving episode of Buffy, which that's a different holiday. Obviously, we watched that on Thanksgiving, and you think I'm joking. But I need to go. I need to go back and watch.
I feel like you should at least pull out the episode Hush and watch that at least once while you're working on this.
Yeah, especially because I feel like that's going to be a Halloween thing.
It feels appropriate with the gentleman.
Yeah, because those are creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Hush is creepy.
Yeah.
Hush is lovely, but
it's a good episode. It's creepy.
It's an amazing episode. It's so creepy. Yeah. And also at the very end of it, it's like just Riley and Buffy sitting on Buffy's like and sitting opposite each other, saying, "We need to talk," and then not saying a word. I love it. Like it's such a good episode, and I think I also on my DVDs I think Joss Whedon does commentary on it, which is really fun. But have you ever seen the pictures of them doing The Gentleman with like the cranes? Like they're behind the scenes photographs of them doing it, and like the Gentlemen look a lot less scary when you see like the crane that's like 50 feet up. That's like
they're if you haven't seen it, they're like it's been a while since I've seen it, but they're scary looking, almost like in Halloween costume. But they're just kind of floating down the street.
Like they're almost the precursor to the Silence from. Like, they actually have eyes and teeth. Like, they look really...
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, sunken in eyes and, like, yeah.
Almost, like, give them a few hundred years and you've got the Silence from Doctor Who.
Well, yeah, like, where they don't have the eyes anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, no, it's...
Yeah.
I love it, but it's creepy.
Oh, yeah.
It's also, I think, the only episode from Buffy ever nominated for an Emmy.
I know it was very highly critically acclaimed.
Yeah. Yes,
yes,
we might watch Buffy. So that was, I still watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I want to get out mine and watch it.
You want to do stash or plan?
I have stash.
Okay, let's do stash. What have I got? Okay, I have stash.
I actually got this yarn over my birthday last month. I forgot to bring it and show it. So I have Fortune Teller. Yes. It is from a Whimsical Wood yarn company, and it's their Pixie Toes sock. 463 yards of superwash merino with nylon, and it's colorway named Fortune Teller, and it looks to be kind of purples and blues on that end, and then it goes into, I'm not sure if it's speckles or flecks, but it's a whole rainbow kind of colors that caught my eye on the shelf, and I wanted to get at least two. I've gotten into a habit with like sock yarns to try to get two, so that'll give me some more flexibility on what I want to do with it for like a large shawl that has for 800 yards or just 2 pairs of socks. Just kind of more options in a buffer when I actually go to knit with it.
Well, we already saw the pocket scale, so I'll show it in more details. So,
a friend of ours was given one for her birthday, and it was, you got a doggy scale!
Yeah, and it really is, like,
it's very handy to have.
Yeah, and it's lightweight.
It runs off of either doubles or AAA batteries.
Triple A.
Very common battery.
I didn't have it in my house, so I had to immediately go out and, like,
but, I mean, it's not like
buy some the next morning.
Button cell where you're taking your old button cell battery to the store going, I need CA.
Yeah.
It's triples.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's a nice size for you to sit your ball of yarn on it while traveling, and it's got a nice plastic clip cover on it.
Yeah, it's just...
We like it.
Yeah. Partially because of stuff I'm doing this holiday season, I needed something that could measure out fairly sensitive on grams. And I also like the fact that it's default to grams.
Yeah.
It's not default to ounces. I understand American kitchen scales being defaulted to ounces.
But there is a button on it, so you can easily switch from one to the other versus like, okay, flip it over, remove the batteries, pull out the control panel, and switch. It's an easy switch.
Oh yeah.
But so much of yarn labeling is yards per grams, which still, you would think you go meters to grams for consistency, but yards to grams is almost standard.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's a very British thing, though. So, like, mixing... Like, there's also something in me that goes, Koreans would understand this, too, because they mix for time, they, like, mix their, counting system. Like, some of it's in Chinese, Sino-Korean, and some of it's in Native Korean, which drives me crazy. It's like, okay, I'm using Native Korean for the first 12 numbers, and then for the minutes, I'm using Sino-Korean. Yes, I speak a little bit of Korean. But that was one acquisition from this month, and then I have a couple of magazines. So.
I get the Clyde magazine, which I greatly enjoy. I don't have a copy or an issue right in front of me. I've been a subscriber of Clyde for a couple of years. It's mostly spinning, but there's usually, once you've spun your yarn, here's instructions on weaving or knitting or crochet it. But what I like about Clyde magazine is each issue is a topic, and so it's almost like a skinny bound book of that topic.
Yeah. Well, the first one was the Autumn Pom Pom Quarterly. I love the cover pattern, and then I love so many of the patterns inside it that I knew that it had to come home with me.
That issue was very popular on Instagram and the internet. I saw it.
This is the second.
Everywhere.
Yeah, this is the second printing. Like, look at that. Just look at that.
That's great.
And then
I'm watching as she's flipping through, and I might go hunt this issue up with knit for myself. I'm more of a look at the individual issue and then decide if I buy it. Well, those are fun.
Yeah. Those almost got chosen as next month's project, but they didn't because
this issue, as I'm watching, this issue seems to be kind of lunar and moon
it is.
themed.
Yeah, every pattern is named after a goddess. Cool. Yeah. Like there were so many things about this pattern, this particular issue that I was just like, okay.
And you're a fan of Pom Pom to begin with.
I am, and I need to go hunt down the winter copy pinfall tables. It's like I've seen.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I've seen stuff from it. I'm like, that needs to come home with me too.
The just came out issue. Okay.
Yeah. My parents asked for a list of things that I want for Christmas, and I'm like, okay, I don't really need anything, but it would be nice to have a subscription to Pom Pom. So I think that's on the list. Yeah. But this one is actually my personal subscription. Is making. And this just came out.
Recently, very recently.
I got this last Saturday.
I was gonna say within this last week, I think stores are saying it's now available.
Yeah. And so I discovered this originally when I was in Denver for a work conference. We had a long lunch basically. It was like we didn't want my coworker and I. Like a topic was being a lifelong teacher.
I'm sorry.
And that was exactly what we felt. How we felt.
From what I would know of your job, that doesn't really apply.
Yeah, except for like training replacements. I mean,
yeah,
that's lucky if we like get the replacement before we leave.
Yeah.
We work for government.
It's usually old person leaves, new person shows up, and everybody says, "We're gonna try.
We'll
work on it."
If they have a desk manual, great. If not, okay.
Yeah.
So, and that was when I found Dots, which was issue number 3. And then I'm pretty sure I ordered lines fairly soon after that. And then last year, around this time, no, probably later, they were doing a promotion of if you buy a subscription, your name will get put in this drawing. Well, I was like, alright, I love the magazine anyway, I was probably going to go buy it through the rest of the year. So I just did a subscription. And that's the 2 magazines, so color was earlier this year, and then it's black and white. And I love it because it's not just knitting, it's also sewing and different handicrafts.
think the dots issue had a recipe in it.
Yeah, I think there's a recipe in here too somewhere.
I looked at her dots and I really liked that one issue.
And
I keep seeing a glimpse of like a black and white shawl, and that looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that shawl thing. And like they have all the pictures from Shetland and stuff. So, like, I know exactly which one you're talking about. Because it's a mosaic shawl. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Everything looks really neat.
Oh yeah, it like this. Oh, there are more. There.
Oh, wow.
There. That's getting made at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one you were seeing.
Yeah, somebody was holding it, and it was draped down, and
it really, like...
Yeah. I had a window curtain just fell. That was a picture for it.
That's the... I'm trying to get a good picture where it's not showing the pattern. That was the picture she was seeing. And I was and then, so next year, the first issue is going to be desert. So they do, like... They do a whole, yin and yang type thing, like opposites. So the first year was flora and fauna, the second year was dots and lines, this year it's color and black and white. So, I really, really enjoy these magazines. And they're more than like they're almost...
It's bound like a book.
Look at the sheep!
Ah, hello! Look at the sheep!
Oh, they're reversible too.
Who's the designer?
Oh.
Susan B. Anderson! I have her topsy-turvy book. I'm pretty sure it's been a while since I've looked at it. But I'm fairly confident it's Susan Anderson's topsy-turvy book, where it's like a doll and you flip it and it's something else, or it's the caterpillar and you flip it and it's the egg or something. But it's flipsable and reversible and
Oh, the recipe was elderberry syrup.
Oh. I've been following somebody on Instagram who's been making elderberry syrup.
And then there's a pattern for an apron. I really like the way all of this just kind of flows, and it's so well done. And I really need to actually make something out of these, because I have 4 of them. And I want more, and I want to do another subscription. So I need to actually make something instead of just going and looking through them. But sometimes pattern books and magazines are about the inspiration of the looking. But I do love making, and it's because at that store I could have, like, it was between pom pom and making, and I went with making. So, planning? Do you have planning at all?
I got planned for Christmas presents.
Well, because I have
a couple hats I would like to do hats for small children and then adults. That's more of so-and-so needs a hat, or so-and-so, I think it's got to outgrow the hat they have. And so it's just dad's socks, mom and dad's sweaters, and hats. That's
the planning.
Right, because I just see Christmas coming quickly.
Well, I finally decided on what yarn I'm using for my mom's socks.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm also making another pair of socks for my mom, but this is the color. This is Troubled Water by Evil Little Goat.
I think I've seen it on Instagram.
This is the first time I've actually knit with her yarn. This is the first one I bought from her. So there's blues and everything, and this will be, I think, the Ripple Socks by Nina Phillip.
You really like that design.
The patterns are so I can't. Like, they're so like I cannot describe how well written those patterns are. They just they make me want to knit them.
Mhm.
Like and that's I didn't knit a lot of socks for quite some time.
Yeah.
Like, I've been knitting a lot of
I
socks
didn't.
this year, and it was because I fell in love with her patterns, and so I'm just gonna keep that mojo going.
Yeah.
While I have sock mojo, that's what I'm gonna be knitting. Yeah, no, I've actually produced more socks in the past year than I had made in all of my knitting years prior.
From when I met you for quite a while, I didn't think you would ever knit socks. And you mentioned one day, I'm going to knit a sock. And I was going to suggest where I first got into good sock. And you're like, oh, no, I've done knitting. And I'm like, really? And it surprised me because at that point, I'd never seen you knit.
Well, because I had, so where did this start? I had knit co-op socks for a long time. And the problem with my co-op socks is I would get to the heel. I did the focus thing, I did the feet and everything, and then I would get bored because they were vanilla socks. And they weren't fitting right and everything like that. And then I tried top-down socks. I did the Mercury socks. And I loved them. I was actually doing VPNs at the time. I loved them. I was loving VPN socks. So, that, and then, so I did one sock and then it took me forever to finish the second sock. I then got the New York Sock Club from Nina Phillips, and I was like, okay, let's just try this 2 at a time thing. So I did 2 at a time cup down, because I was actually finishing cup down socks. Whereas I wasn't making full socks, I was doing 12 socks. And so I found what works for me and what really I enjoy out of it. So, and patterned socks are my kryptonite. If I can count how many pattern repeats are to the heel, and then from the heel how many pattern repeats until I make my toe, I'm a very happy camper. And I will actually, so I do them one at a time. Do the first one so I can then have basically the template for the second one, and then just go. And they're easier, they're portable.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's easier when I'm traveling and I'm not at my desk to take a sock with me and work on it. Whereas I knit at work. But when I knit at work, I can take the large project that fits into the largest bag I own. And it's not going to be weird. Whereas if I pulled out, say, the changes shawl in the cafeteria of one of these places where I go to deal with data and stuff, it would look a little odd. Can you just? It would make it in the picture. So I just don't. I think my socks on me right now.
Yeah, I try to keep a pair of socks in the car.
And I don't really do vanilla socks either. I always do a pattern. And the reason I got through the vanilla sock part of the Ginny socks was I actually found the rose.
Yeah.
I actually did that. That's something probably I'm gonna have to do if I ever do a plain sock again. It's just found the rose.
Yeah.
But it's still really enjoyable for me now. It wasn't even just doing a plain sock, just moving around. Because I found out that I can't wear all my shawls, and my feet get cold. So. But guess what's on the next thing? It's a shawl. So November's Harry Potter theme is Wands Up for Dumbledore, the main challenge. So it has to be Dumbledore themed. And I'm getting obscure here.
It's also, for that month, you can't start until the first day of that month, I believe.
Right.
So you can plan like crazy.
Yeah.
But cast on is the first day of the month.
Yeah, so this is getting wound up and brought with me when I'm going to St. Louis next week. Because that's what I do. Every other week until the last week in April. And then I'm and then I won't know what to do with myself. Let's be very honest, I don't really know if I know what to do with myself like that. So I decided, Dumbledore, when Dumbledore leaves Harry on the steps of the Dursleys, and Minerva McGonagall is there, and she's like, well, what about the scar? He's like, scars can be very useful sometimes. I have one of the London Underground on my knee, of the map of the London Underground on my knee. And I was like, I guess I've been I had been searching in Ravelry, like, different Dumbledore things. I was like, I type in London Underground, and I find these patterns that are all named after stops on the London Underground. And so I picked Piccadilly Circus by Toby Roxanne.
That sounds cool.
Yes, Toby Roxanne. And so it's basically like it's in the shape of the Wrinkle in Time, and these are the colors I'm using for it. So the bottom one is Diabolical Yarns. This is a one-of-a-kind on her 80/20 merino nylon, and it's supposed to be fingering weight. It really looks like a sport weight.
I was gonna say it looks better than
fingering. And then so it's being paired with Cascade, Venesia Sport, and this dark colorway. So this is going to be the lace on the bottom, and this is going to be the body of the shawl, because I have 2 skeins of this. And so that is my planning, and it is living in my Harry Potter bag I made. Because I made this a couple of years ago. That's funny. It also has a snake on it. It's zippable. Because I am blatant. And everything has to match.
I was going to say, it's Harry Potter, and you prefer everything to go together, so you've got your Harry Potter shawl and Harry Potter bag.
Yep.
And you probably wear a Harry Potter sweater.
Well, this is actually my thinner sweater. This is the polyester sweater, and not my cashmere sweater. Well, I have plans in cashmere sweaters because I basically live in black sweaters because my wardrobe doesn't change much throughout. Like, I have spring, fall, and winter as one wardrobe, and I just layer on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then my summer is how can I get all the layers off?
Yep.
So it's between I put on leggings and I put on sweaters, and I still wear the same clothes. I think that's it.
Yeah.
On the Magical Mystery Tour.
We've been there, come back.
Right. Well, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
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 Bye.